Today, obviously, we're doing a little lesson on the Pyramid of Success by John Wooden. I'll pass this around and you guys can look at that as we go through the process here. John Wooden came, first of all, as one of my favorite American idols. He thought of himself as a teacher more than a coach and a teacher in life. And he came up with the Pyramid of Success when he was growing up. One of his teachers had asked the class to write their definition of what success was. And he thought about it, and different people came up with different meanings to them of what success was. And then years later, he had continued to refine his thought process on success and how to define it. And he thought of different ways of doing that. And one of the ways was to maybe create a ladder. And at the top, once you reach the top of the ladder, you reach the pinnacle of success. Well, Coach Wooden thought that was good. For his, he chose a pyramid. He chose a pyramid because it offered strength and stability over the long run. What he did in building his pyramid is he divided it up into different blocks, and these different blocks formulated different points of meaning that he thought would accumulate success when you put them all together. So he placed each of these blocks in specific orders for different reasons, and it took him a long time to formulate these in the final form that he ended up with. He started off his pyramid on the baseline, and he used the two cornerstones of this pyramid, industriousness and enthusiasm, to be the foundation of the pyramid. He chose industriousness because industriousness is hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. If you're going to be successful, you have to put in the hard work. And at the same time with hard work, he put in planning. And you have to have planning with hard work. If you put in just hard work with no planning, the work goes in aimless directions. So he used industriousness right there on the corner, no substitute for hard work. On the other end, he used enthusiasm. You have to enjoy what you're doing to be the best that you can be. You can have plenty of little marks where you achieve some levels of success, but ultimately, to be the best that you can be, you have to enjoy what it is that you're doing. In the middle of the pyramid, he chose friendship, loyalty, and cooperation. The three blocks in there with friendship. Friendship goes both ways. Friendship is not a single way avenue. And so what that means is when your friends call on you for certain things, you're there to get their back, help them, and stand up next to them. Likewise, they have to be there for you when you need them. And cooperation is a must in life, and obviously in this profession as well. And you have to be able to cooperate to not only be the best that you can be, but to be the best that the team can be as well. And he constantly talks about building up yourself to be the best that you can be, but at the same time, being the best that you can be to help your team out as well. In the center of his foundation is loyalty. And there, he felt that you have to be loyal to yourself, first and foremost. You have to be loyal to your core values, and you have to be loyal to all those that depend on you. And I think that's a pretty straightforward thought right there, is loyalty is the heart of the base of the pyramid. Moving up onto the second level of the pyramid, he used self-control. Self-control is obviously what it says, but it's disciplining yourself. And we have a lot of temptations, throughout our day that can divert us and to take the lesser path, but keeping a clear mind of self-control can help prepare you to be at your best when your best is needed. In alertness, you have to be alert with everything around you. And one of the examples that he gave was Abraham Lincoln. Always thought that it was very important to be aware of everything going around him. Lincoln said, "I've never met a person that I did not learn something from, although most of it was learning what not to do." Initiative. With initiative, you gotta have the fortitude, the energy to move forward, create new opportunities where there aren't none. And don't be afraid of risk and failure. You know, all you can do is do the best that you're capable of doing, and then the rest will take care of itself. But if you have fear, you're going to be limiting yourself to becoming the best that you can do. And intentness, he wants you to keep realistic goals and follow those goals through till the end. You know, stay on top of it. Don't let the temptations get you. Stay the path. Be persistent in your followings. Above that, he came up with the heart of the pyramid, right in the middle. That's pretty much the base of what is below it in conditioning. In conditioning, he talks about moral values, which is, you know, what we want to have within ourselves, and we create those values. He talks about character and reputation, and our reputation is what others perceive us to be. Our character is what we really are, and we only know our true character. And skill, you have to use all the tools that are available to you and be able to implement them and use them on a moment's notice. And it is the foundation of learning all your skill tools that come together to be able to act when it's time for action, and being able to adjust when the adjustments are needed. And if you're fully prepared, then you're ready for those unknown or unexpected divergence that can come across. And we can use this in any avenue that we are working with in our business life, for sure. You know, if you prepare a meeting for 6 people and 12 show up, well, if you've done your preparation right, that's not going to be an unusual thing for you to deal with, and you can work through it. And on team spirit, it's working generally and cooperating with others. And it's not only working with them, but it's sacrificing some of yourself for the betterment of the team. And the ultimate goal is for all of us to be the best that we can be. And sometimes when we're working on teams, we need to sacrifice maybe some personal glories for the betterment of the team or the group. On the next level coming up, he talks about poise. Poise is simply being yourself, and you cannot teach poise because nobody can teach you to be yourself. You have to have the poise within you, knowing that you've paid the price along the way, you've done your conditioning, you've done your skills, you're alert, you've done all the different steps that you need along the way to create the poise that you need to feel comfortable within yourself. And if you're feeling comfortable, you're speaking the truth. And that's going to lead you into confidence. And confidence, he talks about having respect without fear. We can use that in our world here by knowing that when we go out for an assignment, we have all the confidence in the world that we're going to do the best that we're capable of doing. And if we're going after an assignment with other competitors that might have maybe better credentials or records behind them, that's okay. Because hopefully what we've done is we've done all the other things below confidence that builds up our confidence. We come to work with enthusiasm. We have our industriousness and hard work. We've had the cooperation with others. We've had all of these different components that lead up to our confidence. So if you're having confidence, you're going to be speaking the truth again, and you'll be doing fine. You may not win everything, but if you've given it your best, you'll certainly have achieved success, knowing that you've done the best that you're capable of doing. At the top of his pyramid, he put competitive greatness. And competitive greatness simply means being at your best when your best is needed. And that, again, comes from the foundation of everything below it. And truly, the most competitive appreciate the greatest challenges. And it's being prepared for those great moments that, you really have to rise to the top to achieve competitive greatness. He put all these blocks in here together to create competitive greatness. But what he also did on the sides of it, he put some other items in there that he uses as the mortar to hold the pyramid or the foundation together. So he starts off with ambitions, and ambitions is your goal, your energy, your driving force that gets you motivated. And if you have that ambition, that contains those other things in there together because it keeps you driving. You have the energy, you have the enthusiasm. And on the other side, he put sincerity. And yet, obviously, if you're going to be presenting something, if you believe it, if you're sincere about it within yourself and in your heart, the people that you're speaking to will see that and feel it and understand it. On the next mortar block up there, he comes up with adaptability that's similar to what I spoke of a moment ago, where you're being able to adapt on the move, on the fly, to always be at your best. You're always going to run into certain things that you're not expecting, but that's okay, because what you've done, you've prepared yourself by these other blocks that when it's ready to make a change or a move to make something work, you're ready to adapt and move. And we can use that in so many different ways in our lives and careers here. You can try your cold calling. If your cold calling isn't working, you can try marketing, knocking on doors. Whatever it is, it's being able to adapt, not having fear to adapt, because you have the different tools that you've used through your time and experience to get you there. Honesty is the other side of the mortar there. And truth is truth, and you know it within you. We all come across different moments where we have challenges within ourselves of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And we know what the right decisions are to make, and hopefully we make that decision in that direction.